In Chapter 20, When Ethical Compasses Collide, the case of falling one's conscience, the main character, I guess, was this dude named John who was working at a PR firm, and his role for this specific project was to make groups, kind of like focus groups, I guess, of locals in the community, to bring the community together and discuss issues, opinions, beliefs on these, mainly these electricity companies, whether it was like coal or electric power or whatever. Yeah, they were just getting their opinions and their views on those companies in the area and how the pollution was affecting their community, stuff like that. The goal of these focus groups and this whole project that he was assigned was to minimize conflict between locals and these companies, to create transparency, so like to give the community an opportunity to be honest with how they felt about these companies in their area, and to ask questions and have them answered truthfully, and like without anybody in the middle. Like they actually got to ask these companies the questions. And yeah, overall, they were just hoping to form good relationships and opportunities later on for compromise if difficulties or issues arose. So the issue was that John had to remain neutral in this, not experiment, but like campaign, I guess. And his boss, well, John, Jane, and their boss, they used this company vehicle to get to and from their meetings and their groups and stuff like that. And, as PR professionals, they are expected to remain neutral and to not influence the opinions of those in their focus groups. But the boss actually was the unprofessional one in this circumstance. He placed a sticker on the back of the company car that they all shared, advocating for a certain coal group, and that was a conflict of interest big time, especially for John and Jane, because they didn't have, or they may not have had those beliefs, but they also knew, hey, this is unprofessional, we're PR professionals, and we should not have any bias that could influence our focus groups and influence our results of these groups. So they decided to have a meeting with their boss to discuss this. Basically, their boss was just remained pretty unprofessional and denied them their request to take the sticker off of the company vehicle. So it was kind of a gray area. They weren't really required to use this vehicle, so they decided to just go ahead and use their own, so that at least they weren't exuding any bias or favoritism or whatnot to affect the focus group results. So, yeah, I think John and Jane handled it pretty well. I would be pretty ticked off if my boss was being that unprofessional and stubborn, and like the boss of a PR firm, like not understanding PR ethics. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird to me, so I may consider finding a new job. Yeah, but I mean, I think they handled it pretty well. I know it's hard to find a new job, so they, yeah, definitely did what they could to remain in good graces and remain unbiased and stay to their PR ethics that they agreed to.